Menlo.
What's up? Meg,
Oh,
what
not too much.
Just my BAC. Yeah, Meg.
So, thank
Do you want to see what I'm drinking?
No.
Thank you everyone for joining Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
I'm Hugh.
And I'm Meg.
And for another episode in a row, my beer tonight is provided by Maker's Craft Brewery in Norfolk, Virginia. I'm still making you jealous. I'm so excited. I ran out today. I timed it out perfectly, so I'm going to go tomorrow and pick up a new stash for next week's episodes. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
So I think I've figured out what I'm going to do for my financial future. It's not an OnlyFans, Meg, so don't ask.
Did I care?
I think you did. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to file for 100% and then just stop doing stuff. I think I'm tired of watching people on TikTok. I think I'm just tired of seeing people on TikTok get famous for like one really shitty dance move that took them like a week and a half to make. And then they sell to J-Lo for the price of one Maserati. So I think I'm just going to file for 100% and do whatever the fuck I want. And I think I got a really good idea. Is I'm going to start cooking my way through the Tasty Facebook page.
Oh my gosh, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I
ordered the pots and pans from that fucking thing. I have them
in my house.
No, they're the best ones. And I ordered the single countertop fucking like the burner, the plug-in burner.
Oh, the one they always use with the white light.
It's the greatest fucking thing ever.
I want to make the trash can fries. I want to get the pot that's like this big and it's like 11 layers of fries, special sauce, jalapenos, fried chicken, a little bit of chives and sour cream.
Ever say jalapenos ever again.
I think that's what I'm going to do, man. I think I'm just going to collect my 100%.
For the non-idiots out there, he meant jalapenos.
I think that's what I'm going to do, man. I think I'm just going to collect my fucking paycheck.
Actually, I think if you knew he wasn't referring to jalapenos, you're an actual idiot.
So, a real quick question. Is it bad to drink coffee and Monster while you're taking your Adderall?
Well, you're out of the Navy, so like.
Also, I just noticed that you were missing your mouth with your straw, so I think it's starting to affect you.
I've been there before.
I want to see my words.
I've been 9 rippets deep before a mission before.
What the fuck? No.
Well, they come in the half pints overseas. You can't get the double stack, so you just like.
I could just see him like.
You're just like drinking them, and then all of a sudden you're empty. You're like, oh man, I'm not satisfied, but like I can tell. And then you pop another one, and then you get a delay, and all of a sudden it's 30 minutes, 9 rippets, 2 Pop-Tarts, and you're balling ass down the road at 78 miles an hour. Your Humvee's going into hyperspeed.
So, all I'm gonna say is there's a video that's forever on the internet that you did about rippets, Hugh, and I'm posting it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Yeah, it took like 3 minutes to make. Believe it or not,
it is the most. Yeah, but it took like seven hours to set up. It is the most dedicated 3 second video ever.
I had to unload a lot of stuff in my house. I had to move a lot of shit around.
So I just want to give a huge. I want to give a huge shout out to those guys over at DV Radio. They are awesome. I'm still kind of on cloud 9 about the whole episode we did with them. But no, just good fucking people over there doing amazing things, and you should definitely go over there and check them out. We're gonna post all their links in our social media beginning of next week. That way you guys can check out their podcast and everything. And also they have the farm up there and I know they're watching. Correct me if I'm wrong. New Hampshire. Yeah, I'm 99.9% sure it's in New Hampshire, and they're always needing assistance up there. I've been listening to them since 2016. But I know
I definitely used to listen to them on deployment.
I'm pretty sure if you want to go up there and volunteer some time to help out at the farm too, they're not going to pass that up. So if anyone needs I know a lot of high school kids nowadays need community service hours to get shit done for certain things, and also for college. So that would be a
good opportunity if your fuck trophy's trying to go somewhere
right there in Gilsum, New Hampshire. So if you have any kids, if you're a veteran, you have any kids that need community service hours and you want to put a family trip together, Gilsum, New Hampshire up at the DV farm would be amazing fucking place to do that.
Yeah.
And I am almost 110% sure they would not pass that up.
And one of you military veterans trying to get that volunteer service medal so you can make rank and be terrible at your jobs, scheduling a good weekend to take a bunch of people up there is not a terrible idea.
Yeah, so definitely.
Salty about that.
Well, I've been working at it for a couple years now, and frankly, I'm tired of the emails.
But yeah, definitely go out and check out DV Radio. Those, like I said, the men and ladies over there are absolutely awesome. Just good, down to earth fucking people, just kind of like us. We stole their entire platform, and we're gonna expand on it.
Basically,
but, yeah. So just good shit. So we'll post those links next week.
Yeah. Speaking of helping disabled veterans, we have a really cool guest tonight, which Meg got linked up with not that long ago, right?
Yeah, not that long ago. So I did a quick search in the New Jersey area of different veteran organizations, and this awesome one called Backpacks for Life showed up. It is ran by Brett D'Alessandro, and Alexa Madero. Brett is the founder of it, and he is the CEO, and Alexa, I'm not sure what her title is, so she'll fill us in on it. But Backpacks for Life helps outfit homeless veterans with backpacks and gives them the resources to get off the street, get help, whatever resources that they need. And they also have this program called Roger. I didn't know if you coughed or burped or something. I was being nice. God.
Meg, focus, okay? ADD. Let's go.
I know I am. So they have a program called Roger that just links up a bunch of different resources for veterans. So without further ado, this side over here.
Oh my God! Oh
my God! You did the wrong.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. We're glad you guys were able to join us.
You actually were like the first person to say my last name like 99% correct.
Yeah.
D'Alessandro?
Yeah. And when you said, I don't know what the title is, I'm like, I'm going to tell her I'm head bitch in charge.
HBIC. It's okay. We good with that. Because that's me too.
I think we know someone that can get you a plaque for your desk that says that too.
Yeah, absolutely. We can get that done. We can get that done in a day or two.
Yeah.
We were like, it's co-founder. Yeah, no, she's like the nuts and bolts, the everything in between. I just kind of pick up the heavy things and just say yes, ma'am, to her.
That's a good call.
That's a very good call.
So, Brett, tell us a little bit about yourself. You were in the military, correct?
Yes, 6 years. Yep.
Okay. Tell us about your time in the service, man. What'd you do for funsies?
Yes, I was with Motor T. I was with CLB 6 down in Camp Lejeune, but a little prior to that, I was in the reserves up in Providence, Rhode Island. Alexa and I were going to school at University of Rhode Island, got a call during class, hey, you want to deploy? Absolutely. Within a couple weeks, I was out of school, and we were doing our pre-deployment training.
Nice. So, Alexa, did you go on deployment with him? Did you go down to Lejeune?
Well, she had another guy. She went to Seville and studied, so.
Oh, okay.
So
deployment, and
we started dating right deployed, and I was going to study abroad. So while he was in Afghanistan, I was in Spain.
My
girlfriend
dumped me right before the Marine Corps ball, and she was like in college, kind of helped me find girls. So she was like my wingman. It was pretty
nice.
Cool.
Way to trap him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be with you, and from there it was kind of yeah.
That was 8 years ago. So.
Dating and
awesome.
each other for a full year, and now we're dating 9 years, 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
Years.
Good deal.
Yeah, I mean, I went abroad, came back home. Brett was still in Afghanistan, and yeah, that's kind of.
You were hanging out waiting for that plane to land.
Yeah, essentially.
Good deal.
Chocolate lab puppy waiting for him.
You reeled him in with a chocolate lab pup. That's fucked up.
First, she convinced him of what kind of girl he wanted, which was her secretly, and then she coaxed him with a little puppy. Yeah, but good for you. That's a good move right there.
She really is HBIC.
He literally. So we're on a mission. So we're Motor T when we're in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. We're at Camp Leatherneck. We fob hop everywhere, forward to operating bases. So we just jumped around. And we're on a mission. My buddy showed me this picture of a dog, and he was like, I'm getting one of those. That's the most beautiful dog. It's a silver lab. It's Chalkin and Weimaraner. He's 120 pounds. I'll show you if he runs over here. Not right now, but so I got her, my buddy's sat phone, called her. I was like, save the dog. She's like, where are you? I'm like, oh, I'm in the woods right now. You know what? My mom's going to call you. And I just like hung up, and like, as soon as we got back, I like emailed them. I was like, call this lady. Cause like, when I'm like, oh, I'm in Afghanistan. Like, yeah, like those mortars are like those noises. Don't worry. Like, so yeah, I went up, picked up the dog, and yeah, I named him Kajaki after Kajaki Dam. So
nice. That's a good name. Good choice. So tell us about, so you went to Afghanistan. I presume you had a terrible time like the rest of us. And then came home. How long was it after you got home that you started Backpacks for Life?
So it was like a transition kind of overlap within all these scenarios, and kind of how we came to Backpacks for Life. When I came back home, I was going through some rough shit. It was brutal. Let's just say I'm 5 years sober now, and yeah. That's why you don't see a beer. I was gonna go get a seltzer.
I drink for the both of us.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I went through a hard ass time, and I know I'm sure a lot of other veterans out there know what I'm talking about. That a hard time is actually probably harder than the deployment. And I wasn't just going through this. Alexa was going through this. My family, I even jokingly say my dog was going through this. And it wasn't just a singular topic. It was a lot of people were going through this. Unfortunately, a lot of groups only focus on the veteran when you should be focused on the whole family. It's like when a house burns down, you don't build up one side of the house. You have to build up the whole house again. So I was going through this, and I saw there's no resources out there. Where do I go? We got the VA and Vet Center. There's 43,000 veteran service organizations out there. There's for-profit companies. There's government programs. There's a lot of stuff out there. And when I was going through it, when I go through a couple months, imagine a couple months to go find a doctor, to have a doctor's appointment. There's a lot of vetting and navigating out there to figure out what resource is right for that veteran. So going through this, I started to literally coach the vets that I deployed with, the Marines that I deployed with, and let them know what's out there and literally bring them the appointments. I literally had a vet up in Rhode Island stay at my place in New Jersey, and I brought him to a rehab. So there's a lot of stuff out there, but we just don't know where it is. So I told Alexa, I was like, I survived out of a backpack. I was actually going to a doctor's appointment up in Rhode Island, and I saw a homeless veteran. Signed, homeless vet, please help me out. I went back to my motel, got some supplies, put in a backpack, and gave it to the guy. This was when I was on med hold, and that was really it. 3 days later, I saw him again. He was with a little boy, and I pulled over to the side of the road, and before I can get a word out, the little boy said, "Thank you so much for the backpack. I no longer have to go to school, carry my books in my hands." And the dad said, "Thank you so much for the warm layers. They've been keeping the wife who's sick at the homeless shelter warm." So I was like, this backpack, it's so symbolic. It's like a mobile home for veterans who are homeless. And I kind of ran this by Alexa, and she's like, let's do it. We did a GoFundMe, raised a couple $1,000s. We literally purchased these backpacks. They're neon green, upgraded toilet paper. The shittiest thing ever. We were giving them out to vets. They would like go to grab it and just like boom, and the strap would break. Literally, it was a disaster. Like it was a starting point. No, like literally, you got to see these neon green, like the biggest. They're like $2 backpacks. So like you can imagine.
And we were scrappy. We were like, okay, we have this concept. We want to build backpacks, fill them with things like toiletries, and not just like shitty like travel size bottles. Like think about someone who lives on the streets or in a shelter. Like you want to give them nice quality items, like full-size bottles, Bombas socks, things like that, to make them like, you don't realize how much it does to them mentally. Like you give them a quality item and they're like, wow, somebody cares about me. Somebody sees that there's worth in me. So
they associate with what you give them. You give them shit, they feel like they're shit. You give them high quality, they feel like they're high quality. And we put supplies, toiletries, and obviously most importantly, the resources inside these backpacks. And when we give them out to homeless vets, it's more of like addiction counseling, peer-to-peer mentor groups, things like that, very top level, housing, stability like that, jobs and such. So those are kind of what when it's like our 2-pillar approach. Give them the backpack. If they need additional help, we'll coach and mentor them. We've worked with probably over 1,000, kind of lost count, over 1,000 individual homeless veterans. We've given out about 7,500 backpacks throughout 23.
I think 22 states. Yeah. So we'll work with law enforcement. Like we'll give our backpacks if they know they're going to see a veteran. They check them for their VA ID card if they happen to have their DD-214 on them. Give them packs. We go to stand-down events, which are hosted across the country. They're 1 to 3 day events for veterans to get all services in one location. work with shelters, some of the VA medical centers, other nonprofits that serve veterans. Brett's gone to Iowa, California. I mean,
this is like part of my family, and it's so funny. And people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I work with homeless veterans." I mean, well, that's like my third part-time job. But I mean, I've brought them over to my house to hang out and stuff. I mean, that's what it's about. It's not just here's some resources, very robotic. URLs are broken. Like, to help and rehabilitate a veteran, it's not just here's a roof over your head. They're going to go right back where they started. It's to actually build that relationship with them. It's like Castaway. The guy went crazy and talked to a freaking volleyball because he had no interaction. We have to interact with these veterans and show them that somebody cares about them. Brought them over for Christmas. We had this one homeless vet who was in Hoboken for 5 years. He would take the light rail to our apartment. We would help him with some paperwork, and then he would go right back to going on the streets. We actually 4 months ago finally got him housing. Him and his fiance. So they've been on for 5 years. It was so many incredible stories. But I mean, worked over 1,000. That's the stories are just it's very interesting and never gets old. Most beautiful thing ever. It's more than the way to gold to us.
That's fucking great, man.
I love that.
All right, so you provide these backpacks to homeless veterans, and like you said, you started with these really shitty ones that you didn't know about up front. How did you? What is it? What?
That's the redemption.
So right there, that is
redeemed ourselves.
That is like 12.0. So after giving out thousands of backpacks throughout the first 3 years, we were getting them donated, and then we're buying in bulk. And we're like, you know what? We need to get something to help our veterans survive, but most importantly, get off the streets. And we had a lot of feedback. We're working with these homeless vets. So a lot of vets said, my backpack gets stolen when I'm at a shelter because they have to, keep it to the side to go wash their face or whatever they're doing, that they don't have to carry their backpack. So we literally created an aircraft carrier cable that's infused in the backpack so they can lock it to their bedpost. If you literally open up the backpack, you can pop out an isomat that lays on the ground, but also it adds as extra back support. We created a little pocket on the bottom so they can actually take their belt and they can loop it in the backpack and basically cinch it to themselves to keep it more supportive on their back. We have reflective material in there so they can be seen at night. We have a whistle kit so they can be heard at night in case they need help. It has the detachable toiletry kit on the very top. I mean, there's so many kick-ass things, and we made it in the USA in
Boone, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
That's fantastic.
Now, you know what? Fuck all the other two of you. Because you all fucking rag on me for living in this state. So yeah, fucking awesome, Megan. Fuck you, and fuck you, Meg.
I never rag on you living there.
Shut the fuck up, Meg. Let me have it.
I'm so mad with my free beer.
Not to go too off topic, but I didn't know there's like ski resorts in North Carolina. Like I had no idea. I was like,
oh yeah, out west. Oh yeah.
So you had veterans that were telling you like these are our problems, and did you guys design this backpack? Did you find it, or you guys created the whole thing?
It literally, like, we would go to events and they'd say my backpack ripped, the zipper busted, it got stolen, my stuff inside. I mean, think about it. If you're a homeless veteran, all your belongings are in that backpack, everything to you. Like one of the vets we work with, his social security card, his birth certificate. So we basically just took all this feedback and put it into one backpack. We designed the whole thing. It's patent pending right now. One of our buddies from school was an engineer. So we got with him. Then we got with the manufacturing facility down in North Carolina, came together and put together the Bowery pack.
Literally, I have pictures of us actually drawing this. But yeah, I created something in high school and patented it. So I know the process. So I was able to design, we were able to design Alexa because of her skill sets with her college degree and everything she did with Sam Edelman, which was a shoe designer company. And she worked for them, sourcing and all that stuff. So we had all these kind of skills, but it was extremely hard. I mean, we went down to Georgia to the Textile Expo to find companies to source materials from. I mean, we spent years trying to make this. It took a lot. We went all around the country kind of figuring out this process, and it's very compliant. So literally every piece of that backpack is sourced domestically. That is literally one of the hardest endeavors. I mean, think about it. You went from like the 90s to having 70% of the textile products being made in the U.S. Now it's like, I don't know, nothing.
And I'll add the best part about the backpack, I think, is it's also like great for rucking. So we designed it obviously with a homeless veteran in mind, but it's perfect for travel. and you can actually purchase it. I know you guys had the website up before, but
Yeah,
on
because
one
we
is-
actually, not to cut you off, we actually had a question about that,
Yeah.
from the guys over at DV, from Bo. He
Love-
wants to know how much it was per individual backpack. So that's awesome.
Yeah. You can buy it on the website with or without the sleep mat. And again, it comes with that belt loop. So if you're like an avid hiker and you have your own like belt that you wear, you can put that in. And when you purchase one goes to a veteran through our program.
And-
So
Well, so is a
Oh,
nonprofit.
so hold up. So when someone goes on the website and buys a bag, another one goes to a homeless veteran.
you've
Yep.
got it.
We're okay as a
That's awesome.
nonprofit. We're very like restricted to how you can get money, and you either fundraise or grants. Well, we're like, okay, we want to be more diverse. COVID, when it really destroyed every nonprofit because they were only relying on in-person events. Thank goodness we created all these other models where we're selling apparel, swag, backpacks, and it literally helps our nonprofit. And literally throughout COVID, we were thriving and we were helping other nonprofits and we were getting things done because we had all these different avenues of income. And also you're giving out, basically people are rocking these backpacks and they're promotional billboards walking around and helping us get our message out there about veterans and veterans being homeless.
What does each backpack come with?
So when you purchase one, it's just the pack, but the one that goes to a veteran, it comes with 2 different full-size bags of toiletries. So we have 2 lists of items. So everything from your shampoo, your conditioners, your soap, hand sanitizer, baby wipes, razors. And then we do supplies. So like poncho, first aid kit, reusable water bottle, stress ball, some of those like foil blankets,
Mercy blanket thing.
Dr. Scholl's shoe inserts. Bombas Socks is a great partner to us. So if you ever buy from Bombas, they do actually donate, and we are one of the recipients,
Hey,
which is phenomenal. Socks, like that's the one item when you give to veterans, they like light up. They're like, wait, what?
I get that. I get that.
Yeah,
See right here, so CBAG style, a lot of vets, zippers bust when you overstuff them. So we did a CBAG style so they could just fill and it'll never bust. It's
Oh,
a
that's the
ballistic
best.
nylon, and it's
There's
big
a reason.
style.
There's a reason that design has been around for so fucking long. What's funny is I still use my original sea bag from boot camp.
Oh yeah,
And
mine's been on 4 deployments
there's
since
absolutely
2010.
nothing wrong with it. Nothing.
I've been using the same sea bag for all 4 deployments. That motherfucker's getting its worth in.
Yeah, we actually talked to the people from United and we got it approved as a carry-on, so save some money by using that. That thing is
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can fit so much stuff in it, and actually because of us making this backpack and using domestic manufacturers, especially us being in New Jersey where it was a hot spot in the beginning of when kind of COVID came around, we were like, okay, our golf outing got canceled, our bocce events got canceled. We're like, what are we going to do? Like we have a decrease of fundraising, but we have a drastic increase of veterans needing help. So we were like out there, literally, we actually furloughed Alexa. She quit her job a couple of years ago and runs the nonprofit full time. We furloughed her so we could literally focus every penny on our mission. And I was like working overtime in my other job to kind of keep it going. And we ended up, one of our buddies who helps sew the patches on the backpacks, he's up here in New Jersey. It's actually buddy, it's plural. We have 2 Marines, and I called them. I was like, hey, like, we need these VSOs to keep going, and they don't have the proper PPE to keep their mission going and to safely help veterans out there. So I was like, let's make some masks. And we actually made a mask. This story.
you probably think this is the part where people are like,
Yeah,
okay, they're
wait,
like mildly insane.
Wait till you hear the story. This is actually pretty cool, and I feel like this is actually the first time we're telling this story. And I want to like gauge to see if this is like a holy shit, that's intense. So I've never made PP in my life. We ended up making this surgical mask. It was like a hybrid N95 and surgical. We talked to the FDA. We got it FDA approved, which was phenomenal to get a product that approved that fast. We were talking to Senator Booker, Senator Menendez. We had the Governor Murphy. He talked about us on his press briefing. But we were getting this mass out there. We were giving tens of thousands of them out there, and we're actually having people donate. We were like 23,000.
Yeah,
It blew up because we went on Fox, and it blew up about us making these masks. Again, never made them before. We're using.
We just took the fact that we had like made a backpack before, and we were like, what can we do right now to help veterans, those that protect them, and all the other nonprofits we work with that are struggling right now? Like they can't go out and do their job. It was just, and it fell into place. It was so bizarre, and we ended up producing these masks with our buddies who are 2 Marines as well. at their manufacturing plant, ended up making 10,000 masks and then switched over to making isolation gowns because that became the hot item.
So we're giving out these masks. We're giving, like Lexa, tens of thousands of these masks, and we went on Fox, it blew up. We're having all these kinds of donations. Everybody, everywhere around the country, we had a VA in California. All these groups we were giving these masks out to. We ended up sending it out to get it tested. It was 98% effective. Like, this thing was statically charged. Like, it was a souped up mask. And so we heard a lot of these veteran homes. These vets were getting obliterated at the veteran homes in New Jersey. And I was like, what's the deal? And we ended up kind of getting in touch with a couple people that were dealing with that. I mean, one veteran home, they had, 75?
Like 70 deaths and like only 90 residents. So
like the whole 70 deaths at 90 residents at this home. I think 69 of them were vets and one was the nurse. But we're like, we'll make you isolation gowns. Never knew how to make isolation gowns in my life. I ended up watching 3 days worth of YouTube videos. We were talking to the group and they said, here's the contract. So we were looking at it and we're like, we have to make 105,000 isolation gowns. So I called.
Jesus.
Like, yeah, we got this contract. I mean, we have the skill sets, but I've never made isolation gowns before. And so I called Haynes and I was like, I don't even need materials. And he's like, how many yards? I'm like, around 240,000. He's like, Brett, that's 2 containers. I was like, okay. So we literally got the containers. He put all the fabric in there. We shipped one to our factory, and literally we never made isolation gowns, and we just had this contract. And so we sent one to New Jersey. I found a friend who had a factory in Dominican Republic, and I'm like, bro, get people and start making these. And this factory in New Jersey, they had 9 employees. We're up to 40 employees now. And so I called this other guy in Dominican Republic because we have a free trade deal, so we can easily make stuff with them, no tariffs. Again, learning this on the fly. And I sent him another container and got there. And so we started to mass produce isolation gowns, and we've given them 50,000?
50,000 gallons, and we have another 50,000 to go, but they go to all the veteran homes in the state of New Jersey. So
that's fantastic.
That's how we support quarantine.
And because of the contract,
you guys are just showing off now. I mean,
yeah,
really?
Meg, you said this was Meg, you said this was a hiking company. Jesus, hell.
Yeah, you were like,
I
get
said they
back.
help homeless vets.
They're like, get back to homeless vets. They're like, oh no, you're clothing the world.
It's like homeless vet help on steroids. Jesus.
When we were making these, these vets were dying, and I was like, this is our mission. We got to make sure our vets are protected. And yes, it's homeless, but it's at-risk vets. It's just any veterans, and especially when we have 70 vets dying out of 90 that are at that home. And yeah, I mean, we had to buy these fabrics, and it is what it is. We're able to pay myself back, but I ended up taking a $70,000 loan to purchase the fabrics. And yeah, my butthole really puckered on that one.
Made me pucker a little bit.
And I took out a $70,000 loan for this fabric. Like, what if this mess gets messed up? And oh my goodness, when customs seized the container, because they thought, what are you bringing a container? Who are you? So we're like, oh my goodness, please, product. And yeah, so it was. I'm stressed just talking about it, but it's.
He's having PTSD from it. It's like,
if these gowns messed up, we're killing people. This isn't we're not making hats or shirts anymore. It's we're literally protecting people against the virus that's 0.3 microns. So, but no, we had so many people vet us. I was I need so much oversight on ourselves to be able to properly do this, so I could sleep at night. So everything's going good.
sleeping at night.
Do you guys have a lot of follow-up with people that veterans that you've given backpacks to?
How about yes, backpacks, but I know that story with the female vet, especially.
Yeah, we have follow-up, and there are some that'll come back to us if we've got one guy who's out in this crazy town. It's called Truth and Consequences in New Mexico.
Damn.
Yeah,
I've actually heard of that place before.
It's my address. I'm like, yo, he's totally thinking with us, but it was an actual address.
The town is called Truth and Consequences. How unbelievably badass is that?
But yeah, I mean, he's a guy who lives in a trailer, needs a propane tank every once in a while, and some fresh socks and some essentials. And he is more than content and happy living that way. And we continue to talk with him He's a great guy, and we keep in touch with a handful, I would say, that come back every once in a while, and we work with them just beyond the backpack. It's not like, here's a backpack, good luck. But then there's some you don't hear from, which is obviously like a little bit discouraging, but some necessarily don't want to go for the help. They have to want to get the help. So we kind of like play that fine line and work with them if they want it, but we also want to make sure they're like self-sufficient. But we've got some incredible stories. We worked with a female vet. She was experiencing domestic violence. She had a young son, and we were able to.
This is a Sunday at 11 o'clock.
11 p.m. She called us. Like we're the people when like the 9 to 5ers shut off. We're like the 5 to 9ers. So it's like an 11 p.m. Sunday night. She's like, I don't feel safe. So we said, all right, drive to our apartment, and we had her in a motel for 48 hours. Mapped her a route to drive across country to Washington State where her family was, because that was where she could find safety, and now she's thriving.
Alexa's
that's like top level, but we were
so
there to like save her life,
She's so modest with this. Literally, it's 11 o'clock at night on like a Sunday or whatever, and no, I think it was a weekday. But Alexa literally calls her. She calls like 4 different motels around us, finally finds one, gets them to go there. Alexa literally shut off to make sure all of her GPS or changed all of her passwords for everything, so he couldn't figure out where she was. Called the police in the town to make sure, had her call her family. She mapped out an entire route to Washington where her family was, had her car checked out, gave her gas money, called every hotel for every 7 hours, going out there to make sure she had a place to stay, literally packed her up with food and stuff. And then also
VA records transferred from like New Jersey to Washington.
She got her job by the time she got over there within that 6-day span of her driving over there.
Wow.
It puts things in perspective for you, and it scared the shit out of me that I was like in charge of someone's life in that way. But at the same time, I was like, she needs our help. She knows we can help her, and that's what we're here to do. So we just kind of did it. And then afterwards, I was like, damn. And every once in a while, she reaches back out and she'll, say, hey, how can I help a veteran? So then it like works tenfold. The veterans will come back to us and be like, I want to help another veteran. How can I help? How can I support that other veteran?
Alexa literally stayed there till like 5, 6 a.m. I went to bed, woke up early, and kind of took that shift. But when I got there, I mean, like I had a gun under her pillow. Like she was scared. Like this wasn't. And sometimes people are like, oh, you give up backpacks. That's a cute project. I'm like,
yeah, they call them projects.
Like if you knew like some of the stuff we had to deal with, like it could be potentially dangerous, but we don't.
Sure.
We're there for our vets and stuff. We're not there with a little disclaimer, but this, that, like we're there for you if you need it.
I'm curious, do you find a measurable number of veterans who are homeless by choice as opposed to homeless for lack of opportunity?
I'd say it's a choice because of something. It's not just like it's a choice because of something happened where they feel more comfortable outside, or it's a choice because it's like a subconscious choice that's not really a choice. It's because of fear. And but they in there, like you have a routine and you do it for 7-8 years. Well, that's your routine. It's hard. It's hard to acclimate. If I took you and threw you into Europe and just said good luck, you're like, what the hell is going on? So I feel like it's that they get so used to it and so beaten down that if I call you a piece of shit a million times, you're a piece of shit. Like, you are. So I feel like it's more like that. I don't think it's like this is great. Like I'm homeless. Like there's a meth addict over there that wants to like kill me, and like my family doesn't talk anymore. Like I don't feel like anybody wants that. There's no real.
But the veterans were like they're just so proud of who they were and for serving.
Yeah.
And like we worked with a veteran. He could totally have some type of disability rating at the VA, but refuses to go and get checked out because he thinks there are other veterans that are more deserving to have that. And I'm like, no, you are entitled to that, but he's just too proud. So that we do get veterans sometimes where they're just too proud to ask for that.
Hold on, really quick. Chris, you watch, motherfucker? Stop being proud. Go file.
Yeah, we have a buddy who just won't fucking file.
15-year Marine Corps, got out as a too proud to file, feels other people like, and extent. But Chris, I'm gonna say it again. I can't get in-home massage care if the VA doesn't have a higher budget. So get it together.
I had this vet, old guy, cop called me late at night. This is actually a vet I brought him to my house for Christmas, and I got him a Marine. He was a Marine. I got him a Marine sweatshirt, but he was like a XL, and I got him a medium by accident. This guy put this on. He was walking around. He's like, "This is a great sweatshirt." I'm like, "Dude, you can take it off." Like, but
Aw, that's
this
so
guy,
sweet.
yeah, it was so cute. He literally wore the sweatshirt the entire time, but it was like
But
for
I got to like living in an ATM vestibule, had no family,
the
over
cops called
70.
us. They're like, "Hey, can you handle this guy?" So we said, "Okay." So I went and met him. Like literally, it was, you know, I had pieces on him. So we brought him to the motel. He cleaned up. But we had. And this is where it's all about networking and working with other organizations. As a veteran, if you think you can do it alone, you're a fool, and I don't want to work with you. We have to work together. You know, you're gonna go to Afghanistan and conquer yourself. Bullshit. So. So we called other nonprofits. I called my buddy Mike Bowl, who runs New Jersey Veterans Network and Operation Rebound. I was like, "Hey, can you go down there again? It's being with that veteran." He's like, "What do you need me to do?" "Just have lunch with them and hang out." "Okay." And then I hung out with him for dinner, and you should have seen the transformation of when we gave, you know, a razor to shave and such. But we ended up bringing him to the VA just to get checked out, and he was super nervous, didn't want to do it. And I told him, I was like, "Hey, I will be with you the whole time." And they ended up having to bring him to the psych ward just for more evaluation. And we ended up, every day after work, I would go up to the psych ward at the VA, hang out with him. And we ended up getting him a cake for his birthday. And the hoops had to do to bring a cake into the psych ward, but we ended up doing it. It was pretty fun though. We actually brought them. What's the one for music? Karaoke. We had a karaoke, and he literally, me and like these guys at the psych ward doing karaoke with a cake. Best moment of my life. It was so fun.
That's fantastic.
It was pretty funny, but no, that's literally we're boots on the ground, and it's it gets, I sometimes get like you know, almost like I feel like they help me more than I help them. This is my medication of staying sober and clean and just happy and loving life. It gives me my purpose again, and yeah, it's just easy.
Yeah, that's like
awesome.
we have some good friends that like the beanie I'm wearing for Climb 4. They kind of do the same thing. They do backpacks to like help people get out into nature and stuff like that and go hiking. The founder actually hiked the entire Pacific Trail, pretty much the Western Seaboard. So yeah, I would love to get you guys hooked up with them because they do a lot, not with the homeless vets, but they just try to get families out into nature. And same thing, it's a nonprofit. So yeah, networking with other veteran organizations is absolutely key. Like you're not going to get anywhere if you're just going to try to ground pound this on your own. And you gotta be able to fucking get out there and work together with everybody.
If I've said it again, I've said it 1,000 times. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
And you can't do that shit on your own.
No, we've learned that the hard way too.
That's not fair. That's not fair. If Jeff Bezos wants to write me a check, I don't need the rest of you. But until that day.
Yeah. So you guys have another program under your umbrella called Roger. And can you explain it for us?
Yes, we are launching on
So
Monday.
happy it's done.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 years. And
Years it's making. We've been cooking it. We tried to launch it. It wasn't right. He's a perfectionist. So Roger is launching this coming Monday, November 9th. We're super stoked. So basically, with all the veterans with coaching and mentoring, especially in New Jersey, it was like, okay, you have a veteran, they're general under honorable discharge, they have a wife, they have one kid under the age of 18, and they live in Union County. This is just a hypothetical, but according to those parameters, they may or may not qualify for a certain program, resource, government thing. And what we were finding was every time a veteran would go through an intake process and an organization or group wasn't able to serve them, they were like back at square one, they lost their hope, and they just stopped looking. And that's when that spirals into falling into more at-risk, homeless situation. So we were like, okay, there's got to be a way for us to condense every single program and resource that's in New Jersey for New Jersey veterans. So we built Roger, pointed off the term Roger that, and built this platform that basically lets veterans, family members, caregivers, spouses go online, put in their zip code, branch of service, discharge status, if they're disabled, if they're post 9/11, and basically it only shows them listings of groups that qualify based on the things they've toggled. And then you can look at things by looking for like employment, if you're just looking for like a hiking group, if you're looking for spouse support, if you're looking for female minority services. We literally have spent
We literally have it where, so, okay, what was happening and why just New Jersey? Because every state operates differently. So instead of saying, how do veterans search for resources? Again, remember going back to, it's not the lack of resources, but the lack of the know-how. And especially in that time of veterans seeking help, it's crucial to get them connected to the appropriate and correct resources. So literally on Roger, we have an income calculator. You type in your income and you hit submit. You type in, you're in Hudson County, because we did it by your zip code, but by county, because grants operate by counties. Nonprofits, they operate by counties, never really towns, and they operate by the demographic of veterans they serve. So we put that into a algorithm, and we have all the resources. And this isn't just go on the internet and grab 1,000 resources and implement them. These are resources in the past 6 years that we've worked with. We know they work. I went through their programs. Alexa went through their programs.
They're basically all vetted. Yeah.
All super vetted, and on there we literally, these groups, it's all their variables into one profile. So groups actually don't even need to go on GoDaddy and get a domain anymore. They can have their own profile here. We have a PayPal button, so they can actually put their own PayPal in there. People can donate to them. Veterans can literally search. So like Alexa said, I'm in Hudson County. I'm going to put my income in there because we have the income calculator. That's really cool. And in real time, the organizations will start to like go up, show up on the right side of what you qualify for. And then you literally click them. It has their own profile. It actually has little buttons where you can click for their intake form. You can click to donate. It's super clean. It's very easy. And
it basically puts all the resources in front of the veteran. And two, it's for any service provider. So it's like we're helping mitigate the time wasted for a veteran service provider who gets through the whole intake process and then says, sorry, you don't qualify. And for the veteran who's on the other side and gets told, sorry, you don't qualify. So we're trying to like eliminate all that time wasted and put it all in one place. And this is like our baby in the works since like, I want to say like 2017. And we've been tinkering with it. And we thought, what better time than around Veterans Day to finally launch it? So it's just for New Jersey veterans for now, but the goal is to expand.
Like, yeah, you can't move forward without one foot in front of the other. So right now it's just New Jersey veterans, but there's 49 other states who, frankly, not all of their websites are 10s. Frankly, some of them are 3s and taking home, a hand grenade. And
I mean, it's like the person who's listed as the point of contact like died 5 years ago. It's like. That doesn't help. It's just, it's true. I mean,
I've done that. I've done that in Florida. I've had that very similar problem. Called, the number was bad, went to the place, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, we changed our number. I'm like, y'all know you have a working website, right? That
on Roger, we actually have where everything's timestamped. So after that event, it actually wipes from their profile. So their profile in real time will start to update to make sure everything is relevant. And obviously, after our algorithm does that, we actually go in there and make sure everything is clean. So we're literally like advocating for those nonprofits so they don't have to do that, so they could focus more on their work. So we're literally just bridging those gaps and making sure we have clean transactions with veterans finding VSOs and vice versa. And the search portal, trust me, we literally went through this. I've seen 20 other search portals. It's really, it's one of those things you have to try, but it's like 2 or 3 clicks. Everything is literally, because I'm like that Marine Corps Barney style where I want it's a button. I don't want to have to type. It's literally you click buttons. So it's nice and like easy. That's what it is.
It's like when the military started updating DTS, and all of us are like, "Oh my God, this page is so pretty and it's clean, and only the stuff that pertains to me is on here. I love you, thank you."
Yeah, so we'll be launching that next week. Pumped about it. Finally get it out. I mean, it's gonna be good. I mean, we saw it as a problem, and every time we were at any event with other providers, it'd be like, "Oh, good luck!" Like everybody's intimidated and afraid to take it on.
Oh yeah, we've had so much criticism.
No shit. I mean, like I get it to an extent. You're talking about like just New Jersey, and that, which is obviously not a small amount of people. You're not talking about like the population of a city or a county.
You're
talking about
state. It's the largest person per square mile. Yeah, per capita.
Yeah, so that's a lot of people. So I could definitely see people think, first of all, people shit on over. We talked about this a couple episodes back. Like, for whatever reason, veteran organizations shit on other veteran organizations, and we don't really know why. So somebody heard you and thought, good luck, pieces of shit. Fuck, we missed the mark. Holy shit, we need to fire some people. Because
Yeah.
somebody is sitting there thinking, oh, well, maybe that won't work in Jacksonville, largest city in the lower 48, or Texas or Alaska, who gets like internet for 8 seconds when the sun is up. But you're talking about you're creating a program that's going to work for your entire state. And all somebody has to do is just apply it to their state. And then eventually enough states have it. There will be a national ability to do this. And that's all it is. It's one step at a time. It's constantly moving forward. And it's listening to the naysayers and saying, hey, listen, man, I'm going to take that under advisement. But also, you can fuck off. That's cool.
Yeah,
Appreciate
exactly.
you.
I was just looking it up. There's 339,000 veterans in New Jersey. So then
Jesus.
Wow. I didn't know
it's
there was that many of us. I haven't met any.
What's on active duty?
spouses, that's not National Guard, that's not family members that are
Fort Dix.
caregivers.
We
Like,
got Fort Dix. We got a bunch. We got a lot of.
I live fairly close to Fort Dix, and I shit you not, I have not yet met a single veteran
Well, you're not very
in my
approachable.
area. I am not very approachable. I don't know why. I'm very intimidating. But like I don't think I've met any veterans other than this one woman that I did an internship with. And the only reason she hired me was because I was a veteran. But otherwise, like I don't meet any of them. Like for 2 years, I was just on my own. I was like, I'm out here in the world by myself. But you guys actually stole. Hugh and our friend Rich had the same idea, and they were like,
We had a very
"We should
similar
make a
idea.
website." Yes, so
We had a
guys
very similar
definitely
idea to
stole
create the ability for people to go in and search for resources by state and locality. And I think we will definitely be having some follow-on conversations about that because
yeah.
Well,
I love everything about what you're talking about is not only just what you're telling people, hey, listen, it's not that you don't qualify for these other things, but these are things we can guarantee that you qualify for.
Exactly.
I mean, well, that's how we got the idea. We just stole it from you, but
reading their brains.
that's what happens when you leave your computer on. So what was I doing at? So like working with a vet, I literally am running through Google Docs. I'm going all different various places on my computer. It's just chaotic trying to remember 400 plus resources. And like, imagine if I have a vet talking to him. I go, oh, go on Roger. Or we meet up. We go on Roger. Okay, you're homeless. Okay, you're in Hudson County. Okay, let's click on that. Let's click on that. You need a shelter in that area. Okay, honorable discharge. Okay, Marine. Let's click on that. We got Semper Fi Fund. And boom, there's your resources. Let's talk to Semper Fi Fund, see if we can get you some food and some funding. There's a shelter right there that you qualify for. That's the closest one to you. And let's see the GI Go Fund. And we got that organization over there that can get you some clothing. So boom, there you go. Like that's how easy it's going to be to work with these vets.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ, I just went from 6 to midnight.
So my next question for you is, what state are you guys thinking of doing next? So you've done New Jersey. Are you thinking of like going to New York? Are you thinking of doing like Pennsylvania or Delaware? Because those are the surrounding states of New Jersey.
Yeah, I think we'd probably do New York and Delaware. And we do have some Delaware stuff listed just because the lower southern area in New Jersey can go to like the VA in Delaware. So like that would probably be our target area next because they do have some overlap. And then New York, just because we also do a lot of work with nonprofits in New York City. So, but we'll see when that happens. I might have like a lot of gray hair and a ton of wrinkles.
Yeah, New York is definitely a struggle. My stepmom is, she comes on the show occasionally. She is a mental health therapist and she specializes in trauma. She's actually a 9/11 survivor. And she does a ton of work trying to help like different people with mental health stuff. So I will try and connect you with her in case there's anybody that needs trauma treatment in the future. But she's in Long Island, and I constantly hear from my stepbrother and my family members up there who are all military how difficult it is to. They live up by Champlain, so like the most north that you could possibly fucking be in New York. Like you're basically Canadian at that point. Pretty much all of them are. That's where they live. They have to go to Albany, which is 6 hours away. That's the closest VA center. And they have such difficulty with it. So tackling New York is really hard. Like I think from top to bottom in New Jersey is 4 hours lengthwise. New York, it's like 9 hours. So it's huge. But I look
Did it?
forward to seeing what state you guys do next. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, please, like, I put my, my money where my mouth is. Like, check it out. Like, it is cool. Especially the income
Oh,
calculator.
we're
Got in
looking
there.
we're looking forward to Monday and seeing this thing go live. I'm gonna go click as many options as possible and check it out. I'm gonna try the shit out of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's not. I mean, we serve New Jersey. Like, we have a lot of resources down there that are out of state, but they're just,
Or they're like a
virtual.
national organization that serves veterans,
Sure.
and so it's like a virtual
Yeah.
service. So those are there too. So it's not like someone who isn't from New Jersey couldn't find something, but it's mostly New Jersey focused. And we'll have a separate website for it. So it's www.roger.vet. We tried to get roger.org.
Listen to this bullshit.
So
Yeah.
we go daddy. Okay, roger.org. Someone has it. All right. So we go to the website and we email the guy. He's like, yeah, I'll sell for $10,000. And we're like, yeah, hard pass. So
Yeah, you can
sorry.
eat a bag of dicks for $10,000.
Yeah.
I-
Rude.
Say, we get story serving veterans. He's like, yeah, that'll be $10,000, please.
And I was like, and I literally wrote to him, like, realistically, nobody's gonna buy this. I was like, maybe if you did 1,000 or so, maybe, but like, I'm like, is this a joke? Because I'm literally will never buy this for 10,000. But
So whoever that Roger is,
yeah,
thanks for nothing.
Yeah. Fuck you, Roger.
well, honestly, Roger that vet is way cooler than Roger.org,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I
mean,
didn't realize that you could make the whatever it's called, the last part of it, that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a thing.
You'll have like shitty SEO. Well, I mean, compared to .org and .com, and then sometimes people they get skeptical of something that's different than .com or .org or .gov. But yeah, we'll
Roger.com is definitely an online gambling site.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't even look that fun. It looks like horse racing and Bejeweled.
Bejeweled.
Yeah.
Did you say bejeweled?
Yeah, all right, Roger.com. You owe me
That's
$10 for
great.
giving you a plug. I'll take my $10 in the licensing to give the Backpacks for Life your website. Get it together, guy.
Yeah, right? Tough times. But
Well, guys, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We're really excited for Roger.vet. We can't wait to check it out on Monday. I'm sure I speak for Billy and Meg. This far exceeded what I think we expected we were gonna talk about tonight. Just the
Yeah.
level of involvement you have and the lengths to which you have gone to make your organization succeed is it's not only inspiring, but it's just fucking awesome. And that's a contribution not only to Alexa, your dedication to Brett, but Brett obviously core taught you at least two things, and one of them stuck. Glad to hear you're not eating crayons. But it's just what you guys do is fucking great, man. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I'm blown away by what you guys, the full encompassing of what you guys do, and just the payback to the veteran community. And it's just don't stop. Just keep moving forward. Just keep doing what you're doing. And we would honestly love to have you guys back on, hopefully soon, to hear more stories and just sit here and bullshit with us. And also, Brett, awesome job on staying fucking sober, man. That's fucking awesome, dude. Keep that good shit up, bro.
Good for you.
thank you guys.
Thank
We're
you guys so much.
only able to do what we do when we come to shows like this and help us spread and create awareness, find new people to tell them a little bit more about, homeless veterans, how to help them. So
It's not about our organization, not about the other organizations, it's about the vets we serve. And we love just talking about other organizations as well, because it's,
and
it's a team effort.
too. So we're down for
Yeah.
that.
We're the
Definitely have you guys
best at
back
that.
on, and be sure to send us when you guys got stuff coming up or you're getting ready for your launch. Be sure to email us the information so we can let people know what you guys got cooking up there in Jersey.
Absolutely. All right, y'all
I
have a
will
good
totally
night.
meet up with you.
Later, guys.
Thank you.
I'm getting one of those backpacks for my next deployment. Yo, fuck my backpack and fuck Ari. I'm getting one of those motherfuckers. That thing looks sweet.
Is it for the bedroll?
I hate the bedroll that they give me now. It's this piece of shit one that I have to like blow up and it never stays inflated. But I mean, honestly, that thing looks pretty freaking dope. That's like a go bag style kind of thing, Like you
Yeah.
put like your magazines and your little airplane shooters and then like a change of uniform in there and just go and fade a third world nation. I think it's
I hope
fantastic.
that they read a lot of the links, because there's multiple people in here that are like, read the comments in here that are like, oh my gosh, I'd love to link up with you. I'd love to talk with you more. Like Justin at ODUSVA is like, yes, I want to be your friend.
Justin's had a hard on for 45 minutes just listening to what you guys are doing.
I was gonna say he's got a mad ass boner right now.
Yeah, and then there's Chris, the world's okayest Marine, who just told us to fuck off. Good to know you're watching. Glad you're alive. Thanks for being here, brother.
I like how we had no notification that he was watching, but we knew he was watching, and you guys called him out on it.
Oh, I knew he was watching the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't because.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, they called us out because Billy, I think I'll let you say this, but we won something. Not really won, but like we're honored with something.
Oh yeah,
So
since I think I was the first one of the three of us to find this out.
I definitely want to find out.
I'm combing through as Hugh would say through the interweb, through this internet machine, and I follow Podcast Magazine, and I was just kind of perusing their social media feed, and I went, oh, I use big SAT words now. Thank you very much. So I was just like, oh, what's this?
Learning it from me.
Shut up, Meg. I'm trying to talk. Anyway, so I was just like, oh, what's this? Number 1, blah, blah, blah. Number 2, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, number 6, Liberty Risk Podcast. What? So I went like this. I was like, that's us right there.
Billy called us and he's like, yo, we got number 6. And I'm like, no, that doesn't add up. He's like, yo, we got it. And I'm like, but like number 6 what? He goes, number 6 veteran hosted. Number 6 drunk maybe. Number 6 most insulting. I'll buy that. Number 6 most times you use the word cunt before 9 a.m. Absolutely. He's like, no, bro. The number 6 veteran hosted podcast in America. I'm like, I'm not buying it. He goes, why aren't you excited? I'm like, I'm excited. I'm just shocked.
Me too. Like, I'm wondering, I'm like, who the fuck voted for us? Because I went back to try and find it and I couldn't find the link. And I was like, fuck, the link is closed. Like, we can't even tell people to vote for us anymore. Like, I voted for us and that was about it. And
I thought I didn't even think, I fully forgot about it. And then when Billy showed me the link, I was like, honestly, I'm kind of surprised we're even on this motherfucker. We haven't even been doing it that long.
Yeah, so I was like,
voted for us?
Well, listen, I was going like this. I was like, oh, Jocko Podcast. Okay, that's nice. Combat Divas. Know them. Veterans Be Real. I've heard that. Life Transformation Radio. Don't know who that is. The Kingdom Crossroads Podcast. Okay, that's religious stuff. Liberty Risk Podcast. Wait, what? And then right here.
Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah.
Big shout out to our
PDL.
To our good friends over at On the DL right there. So
and then what's number 17 as well? Is that 17?
Women in the Military Podcast.
Yep, mazel to them as well. We're friends with both of them, and we're very excited for you guys to be joining us. Obviously, we can't let you win because there's, second place is first loser. But we do challenge you to a good race.
That single-digit score is pretty fucking nice. But I'm just saying.
Thank you for those D-gens. Thank you to you D-gens that sit at home and watch it or rewatch it, or that went and clicked vote at when you thought you were probably voting for your favorite beer in your locality. We do appreciate it.
That was definitely awesome. That was completely.
So
I mean, completely. And I speak for the three of us. Completely unexpected to be not just on there, but that high up on the listing. So it's good. And you know what? It's a testament, to not just the people who voted, but our support system that's out there with us too, and that helps us push this podcast to get out there and reach as many veterans as possible. And we do try to stay true to that. If we can just help one veteran, then we've done our job, and that's truly something that we truly mean. That's why we do the extensive work and do the research and get these guests to come on and try to give you guys good quality content and a good show, and that way you guys have the resources. To help us combat that whole 22 a day. is something that, you know, all of us as veterans would like to see eventually be 0, because it's ridiculous, you know. And yeah, so just thank you so much, everyone, for, you know, just putting in the effort just to go in and vote for us. It's truly an honor. It means a lot.
Part of me wants to be like, and just to piggyback on what Billy said, but
Just do it. Just say
I
it.
know it's veteran kryptonite when people hear that. They cringe like, he's piggybacking. He's got no original content.
That's why I say it all the fucking time, because it's just like, hey.
You said
Well,
that, I was
guys,
like, ooh.
I think it's time to call it a night.
Yeah, we're
mostly
gonna call it we're gonna call it early. No, we got 12 seconds to hit an hour. Just let's
we have
let's
12
dance.
seconds in an hour. Justin, we are going to link you up with them because we think that there's a lot of good that the SVA in Jersey can do.
Fuck yeah,
Obviously,
I'm trying,
not at Meg's university. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're not great.
Fuck my
But
university.
there are other universities that matter up there, and we'll get you linked up with them that can do better stuff.
Yeah,
But
Rutgers.
Monday we're going to be back with a guest as well, and we're working on getting more and more personnel. The SVA is coming back later this month. We have someone who's going to come on and talk about getting your VA home loan, like we've talked about. And the rest of the month, even though we are leading into the holidays, we're actually pretty packed. We have guests most of the month. So for those of you that do watch,
Yes.
please tune in. And
That's so much work for me.
I know, yeah, we had
No,
a
I need to
meeting.
go.
We got organized.
Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know
Well,
about that.
you guys had a meeting. I don't remember any
Hold
of
on,
it.
Justin.
We-
I'm crying, dude. I'm crying because of how fucking happy I am. I'm proud of us. So no, I'm not.
Yeah, he loves
Wait, are
veterans,
you?
bro.
Hold on, I gotta look real
Oh,
quick.
I was.
loves
Yeah, I
veterans,
was tearing
not
up.
like
Fuck
you.
yeah, I'm not ashamed of that. I was tearing up. I'm proud of the
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
you do.
Yeah, come on, Submariner, show
Fuck.
your emotions.
Pussy.
I am a pussy.
All right,
I'm a
homies.
huge fucking pussy.
Today's episode did not suck. I appreciate you both being here, and thank you
Hey,
again to
hold
Backpacks
on. Chris, you can only name call once you get a VA appointment. Anyway, everyone have a great evening.
Bye, guys.